It's One Extras, DJ Semtex. All day we've been celebrating Eminem Day. It's come to the climax. Right now, I got one of the biggest, most influential, one of the hottest I'm so not worthy movements right now. Got my man Eminem in the place. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
So, the new album, Relapse, it's finally in stores. It's huge. You're back. I mean, how does it feel to be back in the game after taking four years out?
Oh, man. It's actually feeling pretty good right now. You know what I mean? It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling to be back out, be back out there. So
insane. Yo, when I heard that, I was just like, the flows that you're spitting on that, it's just like, I was just like, this is classic Em. It's crazy. I mean, did you deliberately want to go hard on this one? Like with the vocal delivery and switching up the styles?
I guess with every record, I try to at least do something a little different than I did from the last record that I just wrote. Do you know what I mean? But with every beat, I always kind of try to challenge myself just to come up with different flows and different cadences and things like that. You know what I mean? Because I think if I do something, for me personally, if I do something twice on a record, like the same flow, I'm going to recognize it and I'm going to go, oh, that's the flow from, such and such record or whatever. So I try to make it a little different. And, with each beat, I feel like sounds different and makes me rhyme different, the way Dre put everything together. So,
old time's sake, it's good to hear you back on the track with Dr. Dre rhyming. I mean, how is your relationship with Dre after all these years? Because, you guys, you worked from the beginning. He's seen you from the beginning.
It's terrible. I don't like him. I don't like him. He doesn't like me, and we got beef. Nah, our relationship is great, man. It's the same as it ever was. If anything, it's better, because we actually, early on, when I first signed to Dre's label and everything, we worked together like in the studio, and we would have sessions that would last 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row. But we never got, and we'd hang out, when we were on tour or things like that, or in the studio, just various things, working on his record or my record. But there was never like a time period where we got a chance to sit down and make an album from scratch months in a row. For months we worked together. You know what I mean? We never got a chance to vibe like that. It was always a day or two here, maybe a full week blocked out and just vibe. And, obviously me and Dre are friends aside from business, And
apart from one track, he's produced the entire record.
Yeah, yep.
Not many artists are ever going to be able to achieve that in their lifetime. So,
yeah, not many artists will be able to have that many Dre beats on a record.
That's crazy. That's crazy that your album's called Relapse. His forthcoming album is going to be called Detox. Like, can you give us any insight on the Detox album? Because that's like,
with Dre, Dre's got a lot of material for this record, and he's recorded a lot of material. I think that more so than anything, though, before his album, like he basically put aside. He was working on his record like for a good time period. I would say probably a year and some change straight. He was working on his record, and he basically put that on hold once we got on the road with my record, and which I'm extremely grateful for.
A track as well, which really, because you do the singles, you do the joints, which are always going to do their thing in the charts, but you also go deep and you do the introspective joints, and I think Beautiful definitely is good to hear that on the album because it's real positive, it's real inspirational, especially what you're saying at the end of the record. I mean, what was the whole, influence for putting that joint together and laying it down?
The story behind the record is when I first checked myself into rehab in 2005 is when I first wrote like the first verse and half of the second verse I wrote while I was sitting in detox. And at that point in time, I didn't know exactly where I wanted what I was going to do with my career. I didn't know where I wanted to be. I didn't know what I was going to do next. I felt like I'm in rehab right now and I'm a rapper. Like, I don't even know if this ain't cool. I mean, it's not cool for anybody, but these are the thoughts in my head. Like, you know what I mean? I'm a drug addict rapper. In hip hop, that's not acceptable.
You've been through a lot in the past few years. Obviously, the situation, with your mom, your daughter, your wife, Proof. Has this album been like therapy in terms of dealing with some of these things?
Well, my album is like this particular album was therapy for me to just to deal with what I was going through with pretty much the addiction process, like that whole thing, like working it out. Because over the, like, every record was recorded as I got sober. Do you know what I mean? So working that process out, it was like through that entire process, I had to put these thoughts down on paper and learn to be more open and honest about, you know, my drug use, and then I guess kind of poke fun at myself. If you can't learn to laugh at things, you know what I mean, and you start taking them too serious, then, you know.
And I think with this album, you know, tracks like Beautiful, Deja Vu, it's actually going to help people who may be in a similar situation as what you've experienced.
Yeah, definitely. I think that, you know, I would love to be able to say that my record was able to help other addicts, you know what I mean, cope and deal with, you know, when they feel like they're in a really dark place. Like, I should be living proof that you can get out of that place.
You've been away for 4 years. Do you think hip-hop's changed much? Do you think it's changed for the better or for the good in the last few years?
Well, hip-hop is forever changing, you know. It's, I mean, new sounds, new artists, things like that. There was a couple of, for me personally, there was a couple of years where it felt like it was getting really stagnant with just, like, you know, songs with just club beats and catchy hooks, and nobody was really putting substance into their rhymes or, like, challenging themselves. But, you know, I've said it a million times, but I'll say it again, like, with you know, artists like Kanye and Lil Wayne and T.I. For me, T.I., like, T.I.'s album, this last album he put out, The Paper Trail, like, he just, he did it, you know, with this record. Like, I love the record just for, you know, the songs he put on there. Like, you can tell he cared about what he was doing. You know what I mean? Like, and you can tell. And when I listen to his rhymes and, like, the inside rhyme patterns, and there's things that, on that record that make me say, damn, I wish I would have thought of that. You know what I mean? So I can certainly respect that. And I feel like hip-hop is overall, it's starting to get into a better place. You know what I mean? Like, there's, you know, just, you know, especially with those particular guys that I was saying. And Lil Wayne kind of shot out of nowhere to me, too. Like, Lil Wayne was cool when he first came out, but he was really young. But then he kind of just shot out of nowhere. And T.I. also, like, he evolved every record, and now is at a point lyrically where it's like, watch out for that dude. Andre 3000, love Andre, you know.
Wayne came on my show last year, and he reached out to you. I got the message. I'll play it you now. It's this now.
He reached out to me through you?
I'm alright with the raps. It's okay. You can get on the song. It's okay. I'm calling you out, yes. Come on out here. It's okay. I'm not calling you out to diss me then, because I can't with you. But I'm just saying, just come do a song with me, please. Like, please. With 3 E's.
I never heard another rapper say anything like that. But he was like, he said it twice. He came on twice on my show last year. He was like, I really, really want to work with him. And that was it. That was like the last interview. He was like, please do a joint with me. So,
well, I think that at the time that he was saying that, because I heard that message too, but at the time that he was talking about that, I was not only starting to record my album, but I was working out the whole getting sober process. I was in no space to record anything with anybody. You know what I mean? So as far as that goes, and doing the record with Lil Wayne, I'm open to whoever, you know what I mean? Like doing whatever with anybody. And especially at this point in time, I just, you know, I wasn't in the space to do anything with anybody, you know what I mean, at that time.
But what's next? Because you've got Relapse, you're back in the game, you're back on top form, but what's next for the rest of the year? What are you looking to do?
Well, the rest of the year, I'm going to focus on obviously Relapse 2, putting that record out, making sure that is right, and go back, help Dre with whatever he needs for his record, input or whatever, and make sure 50's album comes out right, you know what I mean? Like, put in for that and try to help him with his record, and you know, probably reassess things with the label and see what's going on there. And, you know, I mean, we still got Cassius, you know, on the label, and Cassius is crazy, you know.
It's good to see you back, fully focused, albums banging. It's like, you know, hip-hop definitely needs you, so it's good to see you back on top form. So,
thanks, man. I appreciate that.